In this video, I would like to demonstrate three methods of increasing saturation in astronomical images. As you can see, we are working in Photoshop, and I have an image of Andromeda galaxy open in front of me. In the layers panel, you can see that there's only one layer, the background layer. Incidentally, the stars have been removed from this image. So let's start off with the atom block method to increase saturation. So first I'm going to select all of the image. You can also press Ctrl A, and as you can see, all of the image is selected. And now I am going to copy all of the image and paste it 3 times. You can also press Ctrl V on the keyboard. So now you have layers 1, layer 2 and layer 3, which are exact copies of the background layers. Now we're going to change the blending mode of the top layer to luminosity, blending mode of the middle layer to soft light, and then we are going to select all of the 3 layers by pressing shift on the keyboard, and then if you right click, you can merge these 3 layers. Now if I click off toggle between this layer on and off, you will see that there is a slight increase of saturation. So this is the base layer and this is the upper layer. So as you can see, the saturation increase is very subtle. Now we want to repeat this process again. So select all, copy and paste 3 times. In the layers panel, you can see that there are layers 4, 5 and 6. So the top layer blending mode needs to be changed to luminosity. The middle layer, the blending mode needs to be changed to soft light, and then layers 4, 5 and 6 need to be merged. And now if I click off the middle layer and see the change from background to present, if I click this, toggle this on and off, you will see that there is a change in the, notice this region over here and this blue region over here. You will see the change in saturation, very subtle. The benefit of this method is that the noise does not increase. We are working only on the luminosity layer, not on the background. So now I want to increase the saturation even further, and I'm going to, since the top layer is selected, select all, copy and again paste 3 times. Change the blending mode of top layer to luminosity, blending mode of middle layer to soft light, and then merge the 3 layers. And now we will see the effect by toggling the top layer, and intermediate layers are already off, and we will see change from the background to the top layer. As you can see, the saturation has increased. So this is the atom block method of increasing saturation without increasing the noise in an astronomical image. Now we go on to another image. This image is of the Horsehead Nebula, which was clicked at the Sky Photo Trip 9th edition using the Hyperstar. You can see that this image is straight from the stacking, and there are still stacking artifacts on the edge. So we're going to crop the edges, press C for crop on the keyboard, and then so we are going to use the same method, atom block method, to increase saturation. In this image, you have the pink color of the nebula, you have the dark Horsehead Nebula, you also have blue nebulosity surrounding the stars over here, and then you have white, orange and peach color nebulosity. And later we are also going to deal with this orange nebulosity present in this nearby region. So again, the atom block method: select all, copy, and on the keyboard I am pressing Ctrl V 3 times to get these three layers: layer 1, 2, 3. The top layer we change the blending mode to luminosity, middle layer we change the blending mode to soft light, and then we select all these three layers and merge them together. And by toggling this top layer on and off, we see what difference we have achieved. I would like to run this atom block method one more time. Select all, copy, and on the keyboard I'm going to press Ctrl V, and now we have the top layer. Change the blending mode to luminosity, change the middle blending mode of middle layer to soft light, and merge these three layers. So switch the middle layer off, and then we're going to toggle the top layer to see what change we have made. So now you can see that the saturation of all the regions of nebula as well as the star flares have increased. Well, this is a little too much for my taste, but I'm going to leave it at this to demonstrate the next method of increasing saturation, which I would like to call it selective color saturation. So we have the pink nebula, H alpha nebula. We also have the orange and white flame nebula, and of course we have the blue nebula surrounding many stars in this region of Orion. And finally, I would like to deal with this orange nebulosity present uh, in the region over here. So the usual method of increasing saturation in Photoshop is image adjustment and hue saturation, which this dialog box can be reached by pressing Ctrl U on the keyboard. So this is the dialog box of hue and saturation, and if I increase the slider of saturation towards the right, saturation of all the colors will get increased. But I am more interested in this orange color over here. So first of all, I can go to yellow, and now the dropper tool is selected, and we can go to the image and click on the area or whose color we are actually interested in. So we click over here, and you see that the slider, the hue slider, hue selector at the bottom of this dialog box goes to orange. And you can also see that the slider area of the slider is actually between the reds and the yellows, and it also goes to deep red, and on the other side goes to green also. So we can, these four control points we can reduce so that we are able to work in only a selected portion, selected color region of. So we can also shift the entire slider, and now if we increase the saturation to maybe about, let's say, 30, and now we toggle the preview button on and off, we will see that in the image there is a change in this region, and in the corner region over here. So let me toggle this preview button on and off. Maybe if I increase the saturation even more, you will see the effect. slider has moved a little bit. Okay, now we're going to see the effect, but I don't want to increase the saturation of color. You can also see that a lot of noise increase by using this method, so we cannot overdo this method. Just a little bit, very subtle, so maybe till plus 30, and we see that the orange color has increased. So now this method could be termed as selective color saturation. And finally, the third method, increasing the saturation of stars. Here is an image which is it's a single image of Orion and Taurus region of the sky, and in this image we would like to increase the saturation of just the stars. So in this astronomy tools action, you have an action which is called increase star color. So it's a very simple thing to click on the action and play the action, and the star color will increase. You can use the action one or two times to get the desired effect. But I'm going to show you a manual uh, method of increasing the star color so that you can understand the underlying method. So in the image we go to select and color range, and then select highlight, press OK, and you will notice that the highlights in this image, which are of course the stars, are selected. So you can zoom into the image and see that only the stars have been selected. Notice carefully that just the core of the stars is being selected. So the next step, what we are going to do is increase. You go to select and modify and expand the selection by about 3 pixels. So immediately you see that the selection has increased, and now if you notice carefully, the selection now encompasses the bright saturated core of the star as well as the surrounding color. So from here, okay, so 1 second. We also need to feather the selection by 3 pixels so that the saturation increase is not sudden and very gradual. So we increase the selection and we feather the selection, and now you're going to these regions of stars are selected. You're going to blur the you're going to blur the selection, and now you can see that some of the color has come inside to the saturated core. And now we just go press Ctrl U to get the hue saturation dialog in Photoshop, and we're going to increase the saturation to maybe about 50. And now we're going to deselect. I'm going to press Ctrl D on the keyboard, and you will notice these stars and this Aldebaran over here. When I go back, go to the history panel, you can see that the saturation has that color saturation has increased. The stars are also softened a little bit. So using this method, now we see the whole picture, and you can see that Betelgeuse and is nicely colored orange, and Rigel and Bellatrix are nicely blue colored. If we compare with the original, the saturation has increased, blurring has increased. Some of the stars have also, the fainter stars have also blurred out. So you can sharpen the stars if you want to get back some of these, but sharpening will increase the noise. So we have reached from here to here. Thank you.